Alrighty, here we go. So what I've done is I've just cooked a pound of bacon. And what I'm going to do now, and I've already started doing this, is I'm going to scrape, and this is how to make a dirty fried egg. I don't know what the real name is, but this is what I call it. It's super tasty. So as you can see, I've already scraped all the pans, so you didn't have to watch me scrape the pan. But I'm scraping all the little pieces off from what the bacon leaves. Okay, so the bacon will leave this. And so what I've done is I've put it into one corner, and you can see the oil is a little bit deeper on this side, so I'm going to use that area. That's where I'm going to cook my eggs. So I'm going to do several eggs. We'll do a couple, 2, 3 eggs. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit. I've got my oil just a little bit too hot, so that's one thing you want to watch. It shouldn't be smoking like that. Now, one thing you're going to be really careful of is this oil is super hot. When you put your egg in, it could splatter. So you need to make sure you ask an adult if you're younger, because you do not want to get burned. The other thing is I'm wearing eye protection right now. You can go ahead and show me. Let's see. Okay. So I've got some eyeglasses on just to protect. They're actually blue light lenses, but they will protect, or you can wear safety goggles if you like. Just going to take some of our organic eggs here, and I'm going to put them in. Be careful. Good. What I'm going to do, unless you want easy over, I'm just going to crack this, and I'll show you how to crack an egg another time, and how to even cook an egg. But this is just for dirty eggs. This is not for sunny side up or over easy. So if you can see, I'm cracking the egg right into those little pieces of bacon. Right? I'm going to do just one more. And I'm spreading that out just a little bit. Great. That looks great. Okay, so we're going to let that cook for just a moment. I'm a little bit hot on my oil still. I'm going to turn it down just a titch. And see how it pops? That's why I'm wearing the glasses. So let's pause that for just a moment. All right, so our eggs are starting to cook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of a pink salt. And you can see that the egg is just cooking a little bit more here. So what I'm going to do is move that slightly forward on the burner. Be very cautious so that I can be cooking using more of the flame here on this back part. Turn it up a little bit now. It's not cooking quite as fast as I want it to. And it's not smoking anymore, so it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and salt it, like I was doing. Salt it. Or if you don't want salt. Well, what's cool is you can see some of those little chunks of the bacon coming through. If you want pepper or not, I'm going to put just a little bit of pepper. Okay, maybe a lot of bit of pepper. Let's say that one we don't. Somebody doesn't like pepper, so we're not going to do any pepper. So we'll let those just keep cooking. And when I'm going to flip them, I'm actually going to try to get that bacon. We're actually going to try to get that bacon so it stays on the egg. But normally, if you don't scrape this off, then it wouldn't have piled up. Okay. The other thing you can do to help kind of with the dirty, what we call the dirty egg, you can actually flip the bacon grease. So my great grandmother, that's how she used to do the sunny side up eggs, is just flip the bacon grease on top, and that way it starts cooking on top. You can see that. All right, so you can see it's already starting to nicely cook. Once you start seeing that this is almost not quite as jiggly and the egg has started to change, then I'm going to flip it. So you can start to see this is starting to change. I'm going to bring this, I'm just going to make sure it's not sticking. And this one's not quite. And then again, when you're going to flip it, make sure you really get underneath it so you get all that bacon. I'm going to really make sure I get underneath it, so I'm scraping the bottom. This egg is right here, so I'm going to chop that so I can flip that. I'm going to make sure this isn't sticking. Great. So still a little bit jiggly on top, getting ready to flip it. That's nearly ready. Still has just a little bit of jiggle, but it's mostly done. Around the edges, it's quite done nicely. So now I'm going to flip it, okay? I'm here. I'm going to gently flip it. We're going to flip it back to the bacon. Look at all that nice bacon. And that's why it's called a dirty egg. The dirty fried egg. This one's ready. We're going to flip this one. Be careful. And when you're flipping, if you notice, I flip away from myself so the bacon grease doesn't flip. If I went like this with this one, say I picked it up and I went like this way, that wasn't quite ready. That's what happens when it's not quite ready. But let's say I flip it this way, the bacon is going to splatter. So you always want to turn away from yourself. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to move this one over. I'm going to move this one over slightly. Now this bacon, it got a little bit stuck again, so I'm going to make sure if you're using a cast iron, you always want to make sure that you hold with something because it's very hot. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to flip this one away from myself, okay? And I even used the edge just to catch it so it didn't completely splatter. We're almost done. Now a lot of times what I'll do is I'll even just turn the, you can just turn off the, if you're done and you're not going to cook any more eggs, you can actually just turn off the burner and let these sit for another 1 or 2 minutes. They're looking phenomenal. Hi there. You helping out? Stay away. Remember, you got to stay away because we don't want the little grease to pop in your face. Okay. So we'll pause that for just a moment. Alright, so I grabbed a plate. I've allowed these to rest with the burner off for about 30 seconds. So now we're going to just put these on a plate. If you want to flip them over, if you don't want the dirty side to show, it's still a little bit dirty, but you can show that side. Alright. Or you can just serve them up just like this so people know that they're a dirty fried egg. Looks really good. Now, how often would you want to eat these? Not very often at all. This is more of a treat because it does have a lot of bacon grease. And so we don't eat these maybe but once a year or not very often, okay? So that is the dirty, look, it's a dirty fried egg. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any other questions on how to, you just let us know and we'll make sure we get them answered, or else we'll find the expert for you to help answer those questions that you have, even life questions. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brandon Nielsen.